Hi there, I'm Jen Redfern from Plus Health Company, chartered physio and Plus Pilates teacher, and today I'd like to chat to you about the hip twist exercise. So hip twist is a really lovely, accessible exercise that pretty much everybody can do at the opening level. It's something that can really promote spinal mobility, but also can enhance lengthening along the musculature and fascia that sits along the side of our body, and it really energizes our oblique muscles. They're the abdominal muscles that sit a little bit more to the side of our tummy and waist, and what's not to like really. Lots of benefit, as well as opening up through the chest and mobilizing through to the top of the spine. So without further ado, moving onto your back, ideally on a more stable surface. So whilst you can do this in bed, it has to be said it's a little bit more effective if you're able to work on a firmer surface. So with your legs and your your feet together, relaxing around your shoulders and opening your arms a little wider than your body beside you. Palms upwards gives a little bit more openness across the front of the chest. So if you do find that difficult, then you can go palm down, but start to think about whether you're able to move your palms upwards as time goes on. Now, before you begin, it may be that you feel that there's quite a big gap under the lower part of your rib cage, your lower back. So if that is the case, just lift your head, wriggle your shoulders up, relax your head and arms back down to the mat, and you may feel a little bit more contact through the head, lower rib cage and the pelvis and feet more equally. So from here, keep your legs glued together, and as you breathe out, send your knees across to one side, peeling away the opposite foot, the buttock, the waist, the ribs, but keeping the shoulders anchored, and as you breathe in, return through to the centre. You should only move as far as your comfort and control allows. Over to the other side as you're breathing out. This time, see how you feel about turning away from your knees, and as you breathe in, returning your way back to the start. Now continue to alternate sides, but as you get into your spine twist, really try to feel a sense of lengthening through the uppermost side, really lengthening the knee away from its shoulder, and then returning back, bringing the rib cage before the waist, before the buttock, the knees and the feet last of all. So as you continue with that, you may feel it's sufficient and effective enough to just try 3 or 4 to each side as a means of getting yourself oiled and greased and ready for a little bit more movement. It can also be a lovely way to help you get out of bed in the morning if that's challenging for you. Now, if you care to progress yourself, and caution here if you're osteoporotic or osteopenic, you can cross one knee over the other, so you're knee to knee, like you might be if you were sat with your legs crossed. And as you continue, you'll feel a deeper sense of rotation and lengthening, stretching through the body as you carry the weight of those limbs differently. So you must always only move as comfort and control allows, never a sense of flopping from one side to the other. But when you've tried perhaps a couple of times with that leg on top, do the same with the other leg, and it can be surprising how different it can feel from one to the other, particularly if you have one-sided problems. So then, as a further progression, and we'll just take it one stage up, we can move into what we refer to as our double tabletop position. So bringing your knees and feet together again, making sure you have an imprint of the lower spine towards the mat, so a feeling of connection of the lower back to the mat, keeping centered. And if you're unsure what we mean by that, you can refer to one of our other tutorials. But again, repeating that rotational movement as you breathe out, rotating, and as you breathe in, returning to the centre. Now, when you bring your legs into double tabletop, you have to carry the weight of those limbs and work the torso much more as a means of controlling and supporting your position. So if you find that this is just a little too challenging at the moment and you're not quite ready for it, then return your legs to the centre, rest your feet and go again, either with that uncrossed or with the leg crossed position. So hopefully when you've tried some hip twist from one side to the other, you'll really start to notice yourself feeling a little bit more mobile. And rotation is very important in function. So we don't just move in straight lines, we rotate, we twist, we bend in all directions. And if we lack rotation, it can really hamper our function. So have a little practice at hip twist, and I look forward to meeting you next time for another little exercise tutorial. Bye for now. Thanks for listening.